Morning. Today we're going to talk about car batteries. As we know, they don't last forever, especially in colder months. They're prone to get tired and start failing. Well, that's what's happened with the Rexy. Battery's cactus. So I'm going to change him out. It's a simple job. I'm going to show you how to do it now. Alright, so the first step is a no-brainer. Obviously we've got to get the old battery out. Okay, so first of all, we need to undo the earth terminal. Now, with batteries, car electrical systems, the earth terminal, or the ground, is always the first guy to leave the party. He always comes off first, and he's always the last to return home. Okay? So first of all, off comes the ground terminal. Okay, off he comes. Now we can take the positive terminal off. Alright. Just tuck them out of the way. Cool. Alright, now we're going to undo the battery saddle, just by means of these two 10mm nuts. Now, you don't have to undo these all the way out, because they just have little hooks at the bottom, so just enough to undo the hook. Push the hook down and out, and then lift the whole assembly up and out. And there he is, out. So now you're free to do a little bit of cleaning around the battery tray. Check that no acid spilled on the body or anything. What I always like to do is just take the battery tray out. Just take this guy out, give him a clean and a wash before you put it back in. Now the next step is to give the terminals a really good clean, because a good contact means good current flow. So just get some old sandpaper, like some 80 grit or something, roll it up, put it through the terminal. Roll around, a bit of in-out thrusting. That kind of thing. You can give a bit of top and bottom work if you want, just to make it look good. Give them both a bit of love. Alright. Tuck them out of the way again. Alright. Now it's time to put the battery tray back in. Got an arrow point in the front just to locate the shape of it. Down in there like that. Now it's time to put the new battery in. Alright, now batteries Come in all shapes and sizes, right? They also come in all sorts of qualities. It always pays to invest, not just in a good battery, but in a really good battery. So this one's a Century Ultra High Performance. Now, you can write whatever you want on the label, right? But what you need to look at is the CCA, cold cranking amps. So this one has a CCA rating of 480. So that's 480 cold cranking amps. And that's what you really need to look at in a battery. They can call it what they want, but it's the rating that counts. So the higher the CCA, right, the more grunt it's going to have to crank that engine over. And that's what you need. The same with anything. You're better to have some up your sleeve than just having enough to get by. Rightio. So our old battery had a CCA of 290. This one's got 480. So it's 190 cold cranking amps better off, which means you're better off. Anyway, enough of that. Now we're also going to give the terminals a bit of a polish up too, okay? They're made of lead, so don't breathe the dust in. I'm going to give them a quick shine up also. Alright. Alright, now let's drop it in the tone. Got him where he belongs in there. Now what's good to do now is just give it a smear with some battery terminal grease. So just get this stuff here from wherever you get your battery from, your local auto parts shop or whatever. Now be really liberal with this stuff, okay? This protects the battery terminals from any acid that happens to leak up around the posts. Really, you know, be generous with this stuff. Give it a real good smear. Like that. The terminal's going to push it on as well. Like that. Now remember, positive always, back to the party first. And our ground is always the last to return. Next, our battery saddle goes on. Like that. Now this saddle is only just to hold the battery in place, okay? So don't clamp it down so hard that it's going to damage the battery. So you really don't go any tighter than you can tighten it up by hand with this. Okay, so that's basically enough. Right? So now all that's left to do is tighten up the terminals again. So we're just going to get them in place so there's no pressure on any of the cables. Push them down nice and tight. Alright. Okay, now we tighten them up. Like that. Now what we're also going to check while we're at it is just check that the saddles are nice and tight on the terminals so that we get good current flow to the wires. Just make sure that the wire hasn't compressed over time or anything. Okay, there we are. So there we are, new batteries fitted. Let's see how she cranks the engine over. Very nice, cranks it over with ease. Now it's always a good idea once you fit a new battery just to check the charge rate of your alternator, just to make sure it's going to maintain your battery. So just get your multimeter, put it on 20 volts. Okay, now we should see about 14.4 volts. And the alternator is around. The alternator's charging nice. Cool. So that's it, guys. Nice new extra heavy duty battery. Ready for the cool weather, because winter is coming.